recording also. Test. This is a test of the GeekBrush Studio live stream. We'll be working on Elden Ring painting. We're still working out some technical details. All right, it says that I'm live. Go. There. All right. All right, some of my CRI friends are going to be helping me out here, so I'll be on in a second with the action. We will be on momentarily. Okay. All right. Getting the time-lapse streaming set up. And okay, here we are. All right, this is the, like I said before, this is a test of the live stream. And I will be working on the Elden Ring tree. So this is a new experiment for me. I have not painted this before. I'm just going off of a screenshot that I got. So I'm just kind of playing it by ear. It should be a fun experiment. I might not be able to do this all completely in all wet on wet. It can be a little tricky doing the lighter colors on top of such a dark canvas, but and I also might run out of time. So, and it's just a test, so we'll do what we can in this round, and we get to it. We get to it. I prepped my canvas already. It's a 16 by 20. I gessoed it with a paper towel lightly to help capture some dark areas and light areas to give it more depth and texture for the background. And I have already primed it up with my clear coat, the liquid clear. All right. What I'm going to do here is using, I've got my palette all set up with my colors. I have, we've got our titanium white. We have Prussian blue, midnight black. I put on a little alizarin crimson as well in case I need a little bit more purpley depth in some of my, I'm thinking the structures down lower will have more of a purple tone to them. So I'll add that into my midnight black. And then the tree itself is going to have some yellow and red tones to it. So I threw on all my yellows and reds in there, and we'll experiment and see what one works best to make the leaves and that golden, like glowing color. All right, so we're just gonna, I already pre-mixed down here some Midnight Black and Prussian Blue, and I'm gonna mix those up. I already mixed them up, so I'm gonna blend them onto my brush lightly. I don't want it too heavy, so I'm gonna tap it out a little bit. I'm gonna be starting in from the outside in. Most of the tree, I'm gonna leave some of the center pretty light, so I definitely want to start on the outside and bring it on into the. It gets lighter as it goes towards that center. Or I'm going to start from the outside with the crisscross strokes, working my way in. I'm going to keep bringing in dark down here and on the edges. Keep it darker. I'm not getting any chats. I gotta pick a good time to have my live streams because, you know, there's not a lot of competition out there for this, but there's definitely some. Figure out when they're doing it, so I don't want to like. I know like Lady Galaga does some live streaming, and I don't want to like infringe on her time because you know I respect that, and I don't want to like have too much competition for each other. There's room enough out there for both of us. All right, this is a little bit darker here, but I'm gonna keep it some blue. And right here in the center, I want to keep it really light. My concern, of course, is I don't want to get the tree to be green. It can't be green. Bring this, blend it a little bit. That's always a concern. Like, am I not going to be able to do all this without it turning green? Okay, so prepped canvas. Looks like it's going to be like the way I did it. It looks kind of like an exploding mushroom, like right here. Creepy. All right, I'm going to clean up my brush. Excess off of there. All right, so we're gonna throw in, I think, some cloud coverage a little bit. I do think it might need to be a little darker. I think it's fine. We're gonna go with what we've got here. Now, how do I want to do the cloud? I am debating if I want to actually add a little bit more darker spots in with this. A little bit darker in some areas. I'm gonna get a little bit more of that midnight black in there. Like it's too blue. Too blue. Needs a little bit more midnight black to give it that purpley gray tone. That will be better. All right, like I said, this is an experiment. I've not done this one before. And we're just having fun. We're just having fun. We're going to figure it out as we go. And we'll have fun with it. I definitely want it darker down here because this is I put the tree too low, I think. The white of the tree, that base down there, it should be a little bit darker, I think. There we go. I think that's going to be a better color tone for underneath the tree. For that gray blue, a little bit of purple. Blend it in. All right. Okay. Yeah. How are we doing? All right, my friend Joe did follow me. Awesome. Thanks, Joe. Gotta clean it off. Dirty's good, but not too dirty. Okay, clouds. The big question is, what kind of clouds do I want to do? Do I want to use a fan brush? Do I want to use the 1-inch brush? Question. So I think we're gonna go with I think we're gonna go with the 1-inch. Excuse me. We'll just go with the 1-inch. Get a little of that titanium white on there. Just a little. And on that bottom. On that corner. And we're just gonna kind of cloud. And I don't mind if this gets dirty at all, because this is what I want it. I want it dark. We're gonna be doing a lot of blending and stuff too. In some areas. We'll be doing some layering. Now up here, I probably won't need a lot cloud. This is actually gonna get pretty well covered by the tree area, but I'm still gonna put in the cloud so that way it overlaps it nicely. All right, I'm gonna flip my brush to kind of soften this edge a bit, bring it down. All right, I do need to clean off my brush. Just a tad dirty. Again, we don't want it to be too dirty. Tickling. Just tickle it a little bit. I want some nice dark spots. That's why we did the spotty with the black gesso. We kept it spotty so that way there's like these little bit of lighter spots in there. And I need to fix my lighting. I know that. You can't see. There's a huge glare on here. And it will get fixed. We just haven't set it up. All right, so that's looking pretty epic. I'm loving the way the clouds are forming. I'm just gonna clean off my brush, reload with that titanium, the dirty titanium white. We don't need it to be too much on there. Okay, add more white over here for that cloudiness. And blend it. I'm gonna do this in layers because I just want to do it slowly so I can watch how it develops before I commit to like the whole canvas with the cloud coverage. Because it gets kind of hazy down here, and that's why I want to do a little bit down here, but I don't want to do too much down there. I worry, I worry that I'm going to get a little carried away and get a little too cloud happy and throw, throw in too much. And as Bob always says, you can always add a little more, but it's harder to take it away. I mean, that's not an exact quote. I need to like have a whiteboard up here saying with all my favorite Bob quotes, and then I can reference them directly. All right, one more. We're going to do another layer of the white. All right, where it gets a little more interesting. I want some here brighter coloring here. Okay, we're gonna do some tickling now. Blend it all. See, I need to brush that off. Careful. Too dirty. It'll ruin some of the tones and depths that I have. Get that excess off. All right, let's see if this. There we go. A little heavy right here, but. All right, you seeing how beautiful this is? I mean, I think it's pretty. Just this. Like, I'd do a whole canvas with just these clouds. I think I might. Just do a little one, just these clouds, like this. This tone. Gorgeous. Not this time. I'm totally gonna do the tree. Actually, I have a fan on Instagram, follower, who's been anxiously awaiting me to do the Elden Ring tree. Ever since I did the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild screenshot, I did the cover art for that. I made a painting of the cover art, I should say. Fan art, not I didn't actually create them. Obviously. But yeah, so he's been waiting for me to do the Elden Ring tree because that's what he thought I was originally doing in the Breath of the Wild. And then I was like, that's a great idea. I should do the Elden Ring tree. And so he's like, cool, I'll wait for that. So I've just been mulling it over. how I want to do this. And oh yeah, that's so pretty. Really loving the clouds. All right, I'm gonna do a little more depth down here of clouds. Not too much lower, because I am gonna have some landscape down there, but good to have this just at the back of the landscape. Again, you want to make sure you create that depth. All right, I need a new paper towel. I'm still trying to figure out the best the best thing to do to be environmentally friendly, because I go through a lot of paper towels. I don't like it. And as a CRI, when I'm doing a class, my students go through a ton of paper towels. So many. It's like basically one tree every time. I swear. Every class. Like, the students use more paper towels than I do. So, with that in mind, I did pick up some bamboo paper towels that I'm going to try and see how those work. They're a bit more expensive, but I haven't really tried them to see how they work. Maybe those, I'll just use those for myself. I did try, here. I was using some like shop cloths, which are fine, but you have to wash them really well so they don't get, you have to wash them a whole bunch of times before you can use them the first time. They tend to get fibers all over my brush if I don't wash them a whole bunch first. The other problem is I don't want to wash them. I can't put them in my washing machine because they have oil paint on them. Not good for the washing machine or my septic. We have a well. We're out in the country. All right, it's pretty good. I'm gonna wipe this off. Do a light brushing like this. So I did keep it darker at the top, a little bit lighter at the bottom, a nice bright spot here in the middle. I keep glancing at myself down here, which looks weird because then I'm looking down in the camera and looking at you all. Not that I can actually see you, but it makes it feel like I'm looking at you. All right, let's do this. I see a couple of little hairs pop off. Come on, get off of there. I did not want to leave. Do that again. I made some. All right, I think I got all my hairs. Nope, there's one right there, right where it's nice and thick. White. That. Okay. All right, I think we're looking good here. Now, the trick next. I have to think, do I want to do my tree next? I'm thinking I might do my tree. Or at least the base structure of my tree. Which could be a little tricky. And I need to think about how I want to do that. What colors should I use? And what brush do I want to use? I'll be honest, part of me wants to use the floral filbert on this to give those nice lines on the tree and bring it out versus just using the liner brush. Which I could use on the, as we go out, we'll use that and that. I don't know if I want to use my hand brush for that or not. To bring in the tree, to start it, to fill in the color, which I might use that, maybe. Okay. So what we're looking at here, we need knife off a little bit here. And we're gonna, it's kind of a golden white color. We'll take some white. We're gonna experiment. This is where the experimenting comes. I don't want it to be too bright. I might use a little of the pad in there. And that's nice and soft, but it's really bright. It's so bright. I mean, you can't tell in here in this lighting. It's so bad. You can't tell. But maybe a little. It just washes it out. Okay. Well, all right. So I'm gonna actually use a little Indian yellow in there too. I'm gonna see how that looks. Let's see what kind of color we get here. And that softens it quite a bit. It's not such a, even with the, I'm gonna get a little more in there. Give it that orangier tone. But we need to lighten it. It's too dark. Still, like too much yellow going on. I need more white. I need to use all this white. That's pretty good. I think if I need to, once I get the base of the tree in place, I can add more white over the top to kind of lighten it. All right. Okay, my picture just went blank. I need to extend the time that I have my, hang on. I need to extend the time I have my picture up on my laptop here. I have 3 different computer devices going. I have my laptop, which shows me the image of what I want to paint, my screenshot. I have my PC, which is my streaming computer, and it has a monitor and keyboard set up underneath the camera. And then I have my iPhone, which should be taking a time-lapse video of all of this. So that should be interesting. Okay, so this is what's kind of fun about this one. I'm just going to do the outline of the tree. And I think I have a pretty good color here. I feel like it has more orange in it than what I have on here. I think I put too much cad yellow in it. So I don't know if adding a tiny bit of bright red would help. But we're going to do it. I'm going to add bright red. And I might ruin it completely by adding that fleck As my instructor Faye would love to say, a flea, or even a half a flea of bright red. Because you don't want too much. If you have too much, it can ruin it. So if you think about the size of a flea on the corner of your palette knife, you can kind of get an idea of like, oh, well, that's how much I need. Okay, I think that's a little better. Okay, just a wee bit better. All right, I'm gonna load up my fan brush and line out my tree a bit. All right. That out. Oh, this is always so nerve-wracking. Thinking about where you want it. I'm worried my lines are too thick with the fan brush. All right, we'll throw in color golden line. All right, see, it's starting to pick up that blue. So I gotta wipe it, otherwise it's gonna get too green. That's the trick. It's a bit of a trick. You don't want it to get too green. I'm gonna have some dark spots in here. And I actually want some darker areas. I might have this too light. I might actually want to take this because it's really heavy. I'm just gonna rub it real lightly. Very lightly. That's okay. And it might be where I come back in with, with my black, not blue, but with my black. Yeah. See? Sometimes you just gotta play with it and see what you get. That's gonna be kind of covered a bit with the landscape. All right. That's pretty good. Now this is where I definitely want more like a fire brush or my even my filbert. And I want to give this a much finer point, soften this up so it's a nice tight line. And I'm going to try just using the liquid clear. that up. Soften it up. Soften the paint up. Thinner. My brush is angled. I need to reshape it. My liner brush has seen some days. Reshape it. Might mean I need my other liner. Right now it does not want to be shaped the way I want it. Try. I'm just gonna try the filbert with my tip of my filbert and like that. I like that a lot. For the purpose of this, because I need it to be thicker on the outside and thinner on the inside. So the filbert is perfect. How we doing, guys and gals? All right, I really want to have this nice big we're gonna have some a lot of this is gonna get covered up, so it's okay. If you're gonna try this at home, it's okay if you get a little. You'll add some more branches later, sort of like the under branches. Fill in this a little bit with some more color. Finish doing my branches. Need a little more. Thin. And keep those branches coming out Think about how big your tree is. How far does it come out? Then we're gonna the Elden tree is very, very branchy at the top. And I want it to go pretty far out. And it's gonna kind of go up into this. This is gonna disappear up here, and I don't want it to. My branches to stop there. Big branches. Big thick branches that go into the upper area. I wipe off that blue that gets on there. All right, so I'm just pulling in the colors and making the bright branches of the tree. Some of this I'm going to add more later, more detail to these. And the idea of them, because we're going to cover up quite a bit of this with the leaves, those orange and golden leaf coloring. All right, I definitely now finer branches. Here. Like I said, a lot of this is just going to get covered up. Leaves. Make sure in case they stick out. And if I don't like a branch, just that one. I don't like that one. I'll probably cover it up with some. Cover it up a little bit. More here and there. Lots of fine detail on these tree branches. For the sake of this stream, I'm not going to get too crazy. It's not very exciting. And I do wonder if I should have this zoom in. I wish I had more control over my camera. Zoom in for you, and you can see the brush detail on this, like stroke that you do. Tap it out, glide it out. A few more over here. Make sure I have nice golden branches falling out. We're gonna have some that are gonna be outside that. There will be some that you can see outside the branches. All right, we're gonna stop there, I think. That. I'm just gonna soften this up a little bit here in the center. Pull that dark back in. Dark. And my tree here. Again, I might need some white. It is such a bright yellow. A little here. Soften it a wee bit. All right, here is the fun part. So it kind of looks messy right now, I think. It's not that exciting, but it's going to get exciting. Now we're going to talk about the leaves. Right. I might pop in some leaves on this next. All right. I think we're going to want darker first. Not a lot of darker, but definitely darker. I'm going to take some alizarin crimson and yellow ochre. That's the red I want. Alizarin crimson, ochre, mostly the ochre. Debating if I want a little yellow, or Indian. It was fine with that. All right, so we load it just like we do with our other trees, and we're gonna pop in our color. Color I want. That's gonna go over most of my branches. You can see. Bye-bye branches. So I'm thinking for my streams, I might need a little music in the background. I don't know. That would be helpful. I don't want to sing or something. Very quiet out here in my little shed. All right, I need to pull in some more red. Ooh, ochre-y. All right, we're filling in the color in the background. Oops. Kind of slop that on a little off. A little. Now, it shouldn't be as heavy in the center because I'm going to put that lighter color over it again. White. I don't want it to take away my tree. That's pretty good. We got a nice dark red orangey base. Take some of that later and pop it out down here. Okay. You keep saying okay, and then I add more. Okay, now okay. So now I want to do a lighter coloring of the orange, maybe with some red. So we're gonna do Indian yellow now, and the red. Add some up to that. So we're getting a nice thick coat. This is where I'm worried I'm gonna have to because I can't just go sticky, sticky, sticky like Bob does. And it's a bright white branching that goes on top of this. I don't want it to be too wet when I do it. I think I might I might go out of the wet on wet for a bit for the rest of the branches. But that'll be a chance for another stream, right? Stream again later. Which is fun. So much fun. Alright, I might need more. I need to pick up some more Indian yellow. I'm running out. I didn't put enough on my palette. Okay, I'm really loving the tones here. I'm gonna bring it over. That. Just a light contrast on. Because again, this is gonna get. All right, now I want to do a layer of CAD. Layer of CAD. A little bit of the. Just in areas. Not a whole lot. I just do areas. Definitely more towards the middle. It's brighter in the middle. Yeah. More. All right, I'm really loving my. I'm loving my tree right now. Damn. So okay, for sure. We're gonna stop with the tree now. I'm gonna save the rest for a later stream on the top of the tree. I'm gonna set my brush down. We'll clean that up at the end, and we're gonna work on some of the landscape. I think. This is the part where I'm curious how I want to do it. And I just put. Okay. I really like my filbert. I know it's for florals, but I really like it for certain things. Now I'm going to put in, I think, my tower here. So what's going to happen, the reason why we're doing it this way is, so when the tree goes in, we're going to actually be looking at it as if we're looking up into the tree versus straight on at it. And so that's where the second layer of branches are going to come in. And I think that's going to be best done with it being wet, not wet on wet, having it be a little bit drier, so I can really give it to that detail that it needs it to be a little bit dry. I am going to move on to Okay, so we're gonna take Midnight Black. Just gonna do Midnight Black. And then put in my artisan. This is where I gotta get a judge of where it needs to go. Here. Right there. It's not too big. Well, I might need a bit of a line. These little archways. And this takes time. All right. I think most appropriately for the landscape, because it is like a mountain, I will mountain it. So I give myself a mountain. But I think I've got some here. Yes, I do. We'll base it with the mountain black. Mountain mix, which is very blue. Light blue. Alright. Mountain mix here. Heating us a little bit on this. Pull that in on here. Just pull that down. We're not going to do the full landscape that's in my screenshot because I made my tree bigger. I wanted to focus on the tree. Hills and stuff here. And here. Filling that in like it's a mountain. Is it? It's a foothill. It's a low hill. I don't like the mountains. But our focus is the tree. So I'm just going to pull all this. All right. I'm just going to use my 1 inch to kind of blend this. And now, if I went out a little bit out of the line, I'm going to bring that up. Weave it. And it's not too uneven. I mean, I want it to be an uneven hill, but I don't want like a big stray black streak sticking out of the hill. Like, what's that? All right, we're just going to kind of thin this out. Not so heavy. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Well, it is 12:30. I've been going for a bit now. I can't tell how long my recording is. Well, it's been about an hour, and I think I'm gonna stop here. Actually, we're gonna fine tune the details next time. So progress is being made. And I would like to thank you for joining me on this live stream as the start of an Elden Ring tree painting. So looking forward to next time.